I'll call the meeting to order this morning. It is October 15th, 9:30, and this is our regular meeting of the Ottawa City Commission. As Commissioner Kaler has recommended, we will have the roll call, and your vote or your return should be "Go Royals" when she calls your name for the roll, please. So if we could have that, Carolyn, please.
Mayor Reed.
Go Royals!
Commissioner Skidmore.
Go Royals.
Commissioner Jorgensen.
Go Royals.
Commissioner Dickinson.
Go Royals.
Commissioner Kaler.
Go Royals. We are all here present and very supporting of Royals. So we're glad to have everyone here this morning in the room, and also those listening on KOFO or watching on our Channel 20, or watching as we live stream it as well. So we will begin the meeting this morning with our Pledge of Allegiance, and that will be directly followed by our invocation, which this morning will be led by our Director of Finance, Mr. Scott Bird. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight." Let's pray. Lord God in heaven, we are so blessed in this country. Thank you. And we thank you that there are things that we can celebrate. The sporting events, the royals, but we are reminded that you are the true royal one. Of all those things that are going on in this world with severe illnesses, severe storms, you are still on your throne, and you are still in charge. And so, Lord, we just ask that you be present this morning and be in charge of this meeting. We pray these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, this morning we begin the meeting with our consent agenda, and this morning that includes items 6 and 7. And item 6, as you can see from your agenda, is the application for the cereal malt beverage license for the year 2015, and this is by the Walmart stores. Walmart store, they're getting a little jump on the game for 2015. So that would include that application and your agenda. And I would entertain a motion, please.
Madam Mayor,
Commissioner,
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda and the cereal malt beverage license have been approved. And then, do we have anyone registered for public comments this morning?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I will dispense with reading with that paragraph, and that will move us to item 9, which is declaration. And at this time, I'd like to give commissioners a chance to declare any conflict or communication they've had that might influence their ability to consider today's issues impartially. No one? Okay. Then we'll move right on to item number 10, please.
Proclamation for Lights On After School Day.
Lights On After School Day is Thursday, October the 23rd, and serves to remind citizens to support after-school programs. Jamie Kiter with the after-school program will accept the proclamation, which will be read by Commissioner Kaler this morning.
Good morning, and the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas the City of Ottawa, Kansas stands firmly committed to the quality after-school programs because they provide safe, challenging, engaging, and fun learning experiences to help children and youth develop their social, emotional, physical, cultural, and academic skills, supporting working families by ensuring their children are safe and productive after the school day ends, build stronger communities by involving our students, parents, business leaders, adult volunteers in their lives of the young children, thereby promoting positive relationships among children, youth, families, and adults. Engage families, schools, diverse community partners, and advancing the welfare of our children. Whereas the elementary schools Reach for the Stars after-school program and the middle school Whirlwind after-school program have provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education and well-being of our youth, grounded in the principle that quality after-school programs help our children become successful adults. Whereas Lights On After School, a national celebration of after-school programs on October 16th, promotes the critical importance of quality after-school programs in the lives of children, their families, and their communities. Whereas more than 28 million children in the U.S. have parents who work outside the home, and 14.3 million children have no place to go after school. Whereas many after-school programs across the country are facing funding shortfalls that they are being forced to close their doors and turn off their lights. Now for the governing body of the City of Ottawa, Kansas does hereby proclaim October 23rd as Lights On After School Day, and encourages our community to engage in innovative after-school programming and activities to ensure that lights stay on and the doors stay open for all children after school. Signed this the 15th day of October 2014 by our Mayor, Linda Reed.
Jamie? Come up and accept it, and then you can have the podium. Okay. The microphone. Chuck would like to get your picture here. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Share some words with us.
I brought my cohorts with me.
You can introduce yourself and them if you'd like.
It was said, I am Jamie Kiter, and this is my 4th year with Communities and Schools and Reach for the Stars After School program. To my right is Ashley Confer, and this is her 3rd year as site coordinator for the Garfield program. And Kelly Ball, this is her 2nd year for Lincoln, site coordinator. We still service all 3 elementaries, but we're only at 2 sites this year, because in May we were notified of a $40,000 pay cut or a grant deduction. So as you can imagine, that was quite a restructuring process over the summer. But with the help of my team and my advisory board and the Communities and Schools Board of Directors, we came up with a solution to better fit the funds that were going to be allocated to us for the remainder of the 3 years that we have of our grant. One of the solutions was to consolidate Eugene Field and Lincoln. So Kelly gets Eugene Field kids fussed over every day and still has our Lincoln students. We are, although that was very hard, we are still very grateful for the funds that we do get. Without them, we would not have a program as we do today. And I want to thank my 2 girls right here for making the transition be a little bit smooth for everybody, because it was kind of rocky at the beginning, but you know what, we persevere and we have mastered it, we feel. So getting to our Lights On celebration, as mentioned, it will be Thursday, October 23rd, and it's going to be held at Lincoln Elementary from 5:30 to 7 p.m. I have some invites here that I can leave for you guys. If you're able to come, we would love for you to. My email address is on there, so just email me if you are and let me know. That way we can have you on our attendance list. As mentioned, also, Lights On After School is celebrated annually nationwide to call attention to the importance of after-school programming. After-school programs are one of the top reasons why kids stay in school and graduate, and that speaks volumes in itself, which is also fits right into Communities and Schools. That's what Communities and Schools does. It helps kids stay in school and thrive in life. We also like to make an academic piece into our Lights On After School, and we do this every day in our enrichment programming, or enrichment program time. So this year's focus is on quality family time. I'm a busy mom of 3 busy kids. They have sports, scouts, church and school groups, and with my busy work schedule, my husband's busy work schedule, and my kids' homework schedule, we find it difficult to set aside that quality time with each other. So that is our main focus this year. We are going to have a family, or it's a family night, but it's going to be open house style. That way families are able to come when it allows them to. And so we are going to have 12 stations of activities, which one of them is going to be an up and active activity. And we're going to have them watch a couple demonstrations, and they're going to be science-based. They'll have a lot of hands-on activities, which, just to name a few, are to make slime. Who doesn't like slime? They're going to do a tie-dye project. They're going to make an anemometer. Do any of you know what an anemometer is? Oh, you're going to have to come next Thursday and find out. But they will understand what an anemometer is used for as well. They will learn about germs and the importance of hand washing, and I think there's going to be some testing around the school about how clean Garfield, and it's going to be doors and the water fountain and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to find that out. We're going to have a fingerprint station where everybody will get fingerprinted and learn that everyone has a unique fingerprint. And did you know that you can walk on eggs without breaking them? That's fun. This is one of, again, Ashley's favorite units to do with our kids, and we thought we would incorporate that and show the parents how fun we do have at our program. There's a few more there too, and we're really excited, and we really hope that these parents can come and with their kids and spend that quality time and make it a meaningful time with their kids. So
Fantastic.
thank you
That's
for your
great.
time and
Thank you so
your
much.
invitation. Thank you.
You make me want to go back not to school, but to after school.
Well, we have spots open if you want to come teach for us. We'd be happy to have you.
Great, thank you so much, and thanks for sharing with us this
Thank
morning.
you.
We are glad to have you. Okay, that will move us on to item 11.
A proclamation recognizing October 2014 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a partnership of national public service organizations, professional medical associations, and government agencies working together to promote breast cancer awareness, share information on the disease, and provide greater access to screening services. A representative or several representatives from the Franklin County Cancer Foundation will accept this proclamation, and it reads as follows. Whereas October is recognized nationally as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and whereas breast cancer is the second most common form of cancer and the second leading cause of deaths among women in the United States, and whereas Franklin County has an active women's cancer support group, and whereas treatment for breast cancer is more likely to be successful when detected early, and the Franklin County Breast Cancer Support Group strives to raise awareness about women getting early exams. Now therefore, the governing body of the City of Ottawa, Kansas does hereby proclaim October 2014 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and urges all women and their families in Ottawa, Kansas to get the facts about breast cancer. Signed this 15th day of October 2014 by myself, the mayor. And this hits kind of close to home for me. My mother actually passed away at an age younger than I from cancer, so this is so important, and I take it close to heart for sure. So if you'd like to come up and accept this proclamation, and we'll let you speak to the room here. Got everybody in there?
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And the microphone is yours.
Well, my name is Karen McElvain. I am treasurer to the Franklin County Cancer Foundation. We have been formed since 1998, March of 1998, which I've told everybody I didn't get to come to the first meeting. I was in Spokane, Washington, telling my little sister goodbye, who didn't make it till I got home. We pay bills, not medical bills. We'll pay your rent so you can pay your medical bills. We'll pay your car payment. We'll pay your insurance up to a certain amount. We have durable medical equipment. Anything you need, if we don't have it, we'll get it. We give away Insure. Last year, wasn't sure. I kept telling them $6,000. We gave away over $12,000 worth of Insure and Boost. We have diapers, anything you need. Our office is located at Steve Norris's American Family office. someone's there Monday through Friday from 10 until 2. There's also numbers, I think, on the answering machine for somebody for after hours, if you need any help. And I need to tell you, this is Mary Redford. She writes our hundreds of thank you notes. So,
And
thank
Karen,
you.
you have no paid staff. It's all volunteer,
all
correct?
volunteer,
So
yes.
every penny raised benefits people in
About
Ottawa, Kansas.
96%
Yeah.
goes back.
So 96
Yeah.
cents of those dollars stay
Stay right here.
yeah.
I had a lady tell me one time, well, I'm not going to donate to you because the money doesn't stay here. And I said, yeah, it does, because I write the checks. Now, I may have to send your phone bill out of state, but it's for your phone bill.
Right, right.
So every penny stays right here.
Well, thank you so much for your services to our
Thank you.
city. Thank you very much. Okay, and let's see, that will move us on to another proclamation, item number 12.
A proclamation recognizing October 19th through the 25th, 2014, as National Friends of the Library Week.
The work of the Friends highlights the fact that our library is the cornerstone of the community, providing opportunities to engage in the joy of lifelong learning and to connect with the thoughts and ideas of others from ages past to present. Terry Chartier, the Ottawa Library Director, will accept the proclamation, and this morning Commissioner Skidmore will read the proclamation.
Sure will, with honor. The proclamation reads, whereas the work of the Friends highlights on an ongoing basis the fact that our library is a cornerstone of the community, providing opportunities for all to engage in the joy of lifelong learning and connect with the thoughts and ideas of others from ages past to the present. And the Friends' gift of their time and commitment to the library sets an example for all in how volunteerism leads to positive civic engagement and the betterment of our community. Now therefore, the governing body of the City of Ottawa, Kansas does hereby proclaim October 19th through the 25th, 2014 to be National Friends of the Library Week. Signed this 15th day of October 2014 by our Mayor, Linda Reed.
Terry? We give Chuck his aerobic work exercise at these meetings. And you can have the speaker there.
Good morning. Friends of the Ottawa Library held their first meeting on January 21st, 1973. This was 101 years after Ottawa Library was established in March of 1872. Discussions to form a Friends group began in 1971 after the establishment of the Ottawa Library Endowment Fund. The 7-member Ottawa Library Board of Trustees, consisting of Bill Bennett, Jane Bird, Pat Collins, Harold Gungham, Dr. Andrew Martin, Dottie Wellington, and Nancy Winters, decided that the Friends organization was needed to serve as a volunteer source and to sponsor money-making projects to benefit the library and the endowment fund. We are very thankful for the wisdom of these library trustees and for the wonderful organization the Friends of the Ottawa Library have been to the Ottawa Library and to our community for nearly 42 years. They have run countless book sales, membership fundraisers that benefit the Ottawa Library and the Franklin County Literature Festival, as well as providing numerous volunteer hours. Memorials that are made to the Friends always find their way to the library. In 2014, our year-to-date volunteer service hours is 2,477. In 2013, it was 2,913. These volunteers range from your normal volunteers that come into the library to work in whatever tasks that we need achieved, to community service volunteers, and that could be from the National Honor Society at the high school, or those individuals that have been assigned community service hours that they need to do for something that they have done wrong. It also includes our 7 board member of Library Board of Trustees and our 7 board members of our Friends group. Wanted to remind you that we do have a bookstore. It is located at 209 East 2nd Street. It is opened every Monday from 1 to 2:30. It is open the first Saturday of the month from 8 to noon. They have very reasonably priced items for people to go in and purchase and enjoy. They also accept donations. Those donations can be taken to the Friends Building or to the Ottawa Library, and we'll get them over there. We also want to encourage anybody that's interested in being a member of our Friends group to contact us or to contact the Friends, and we would be happy to get you signed up for that. Those memberships range from $10 to $100. This year we added a business membership, and we've got 5 business members, so that has been wonderful too. Thank you very much for recognizing the Friends of the Library Week, and thank you for your support of our Friends group.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. It's a great organization. Okay, can we have item 13, please?
An ordinance authorizing issuance of general obligation bonds.
This ordinance authorizes issuance of general bonds in an amount not to exceed $2 million for the purpose of paying the cost of acquiring land for economic development purposes. And Mr. Byrd will present this to us.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
Items 13 and 14 both have to do with this same issue. You might imagine the finance director's surprise 3 weeks into a 14-day vacation when he saw some email traffic having to do with this particular item. But that being said,
We are sorry.
It was planned that way, Scott.
that's what. That being said, a great deal of discussion over the last couple of years has taken place about the need to continue to work towards the economic development objectives of job creation for the long-term benefit of this community. The city currently owns less than 20 acres of shovel-ready industrial park property. And while there are some privately owned properties available on the periphery of the community, they have certain restrictions to include size and either under or undeveloped infrastructure. Approximately 10 years ago, this community lost an industrial prospect because and only because we didn't have the industrial property inventory necessary to locate them here. Therefore, as directed, Bond Counsel Dottie Riley has prepared the attached ordinance and resolution under the provision of Home Rule, which will authorize the sale of general obligation bonds for the purpose of acquiring land for economic development purposes in an amount not to exceed $2 million. Council has suggested bids be taken at competitive public sale at 10 a.m. on November 5th, 2014, which is the first Wednesday of the month. This will allow a report on the results of that sale to be provided to you, the governing body, during the regularly scheduled meeting at 7 p.m. that same day. Our finance advisor, David Arterberry, is here to discuss these items or respond to any questions that you might have, and he will also be available for items 15 and 16.
Are there any questions for Mr. Byrd before we consider a motion for the resolution?
I just wanted to say on top of all this, I realize it takes money to make money. That's true both private and publicly speaking, and I think this is a good investment in our community. I also have noticed that rates have been declining the last 30 days. In fact, today, I think I heard this right, did the 10-year bond go below 2%?
Yeah, I think, I don't know what's happened within the last 30 minutes, but I think it's a little more.
Yeah, I was going to say, last hour is old news, you're right, in that area. But I think our timing is just impeccable, very good, so I'm excited about this issuance.
And I misspoke. The first thing we're considering is the ordinance. not
That is
the
correct.
Just the ordinance right now,
Yeah.
okay.
Any other questions for staff? Then, at this point, I would go ahead and entertain a motion, and then we can have discussion after that if there is any. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor,
Commissioner,
I move to adopt the ordinance as described in item 13.
is there a second?
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded to accept the ordinance in item 13, which authorizes the issuance of GO bonds, as stated. Is there any discussion? If not, could we have the roll call vote, please?
How do you vote, Commissioner Skidmore,
Yes.
Commissioner Jorgensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaler,
Yes.
Mayor Reed?
I vote yes. Motion carries. And item 14,
A resolution authorizing the public sale of general obligation bonds.
This resolution sets the date and time for the competitive public sale of the general obligation temporary notes in the principal amount not to exceed $2 million as November the 5th at 10 a.m. These notes are for the purpose of acquiring land for economic development, and this was, as Scott discussed just a minute ago. Is there a motion for this, for the resolution?
Madam Mayor, I would make the motion, we approve the resolution in number 14.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to accept the resolution to authorize public sale of general obligation bonds as stated in item 14. Is there any discussion? If not, can we have the roll, please?
How do you vote? Commissioner Jorgensen?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaler?
Yes.
Commissioner Skidmore?
Yes.
Mayor Reed?
I vote yes, motion carries. And that will move us right on to 15, item 15.
A public hearing to consider the issuance of general obligation bonds.
So this public hearing is to consider issuance of approximately $540,000 principal amount of general obligation bonds, and this is for the Ottawa Municipal Airport T-Hangar project, of which we've been discussing for several weeks now. Let's see, Scott, do you also want to present this for us, please?
Sure. A TEFRA hearing is mandated by the IRS to provide a reasonable opportunity for interested individuals to express their views either orally or in writing, and we've received nothing in writing as of yet, on the issuance of bonds and the nature of the improvements and projects for which the bond funds will be allocated. In essence, this hearing gives the public an opportunity to comment on the use of the tax-exempt funding by the borrowing institution, that is us, the City of Ottawa, to finance its capital needs. In this case, we're asking the governing body to approve the issuance of $530,000 in temporary notes as part of the airport T-Hangar project located at the Ottawa Municipal Airport. This amount will be added to the $318,200 of federal funding that was previously approved for this project. There is a requirement that the TEFRA notice of hearing be published in the official newspaper, which it was, and that the minutes of the TEFRA hearing will be included in the official meeting minutes and be made available following the hearing.
So do I have a motion for the public hearing?
I think it would be appropriate to open the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got myself turned around on here. I was already moved on to 16, so I'm sorry. At this time, I would go ahead and open the public hearing, and this is to consider the issuance of GO bonds for the airport T-Hangar project. Are there any comments from the audience or from the commission, or any questions?
Scott, what was that amount, what the amount again? I thought I heard you say 530.
530 is what we've sized the notes at. We had approval for up to $540,000,
Okay.
but the note is actually sized. I am correct in that?
Right.
Yes,
That's right.
530,000.
And we have, what, 350,000 and a grant funds to add to this amount?
$318,200. And let you give the bond results here in a moment.
Any comments? Last chance for comments or questions. Okay, then at this time, I would go ahead and close the public hearing, and we would move to item 16.
A resolution authorizing issuance and delivery of temporary notes.
Temporary note purchasing agreement, resolution, and other necessary documentation authorizing the issuance and delivery of general obligation temporary notes in an amount not to exceed $540,000 to finance the balance to build a 10-unit T-Hangar project at Ottawa Municipal Airport. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, David.
This is the final step that the commission will need to take in order to issue the temporary notes for the airport hangar. Basically, all you need to do is adopt a resolution that authorizes the notes to be issued. Before you do that, let me just give you an update on the bidding that went on for the notes. We sent out a week and a half or so ago, a little longer than that, bid documents to all of the local banks here in Franklin County and then in a couple of neighboring counties too, to see who was interested in purchasing the notes. And we were real pleased that we ended up getting 3 very good responses. The responses were submitted, or bids were submitted by Arvest Bank, Kansas State Bank, and Great Southern Bank. The best bid, the lowest interest rate, was submitted by Great Southern at a rate of 1.0%.
Is it Great Southern or Kansas
I'm
State?
sorry, Kansas State Bank, I'm sorry. It was, that was the last time I listened. It was submitted by Kansas State Bank with an interest rate of 1.00%, which is a very good rate for a note of this type. So the resolution that you would adopt, among other things, would authorize the execution of the purchase agreement between Kansas State Bank and the city for these notes, as well as lock in the interest rate too.
Excellent. Are there any questions for Mr. Arterberry? Thank you very much for all your work on this. It's a great deal for us, that's for sure. Then I would, at this point, entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I will make the motion that we accept this resolution in item 16.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
It has been moved and seconded to accept the resolution to authorize issuance and delivery of temporary notes for the T-Hanger project at the Ottawa Municipal Airport. Is there any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I will, in an effort to avoid any appearance of conflict of interest, I shall abstain from voting on this issue.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, could we have the roll call vote, please?
How do you vote? Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaler?
Yes.
Commissioner Skidmore?
Yes.
Commissioner Jorgensen?
Abstain.
Mayor Reed?
I vote yes, and so we have approved the temporary notes. And item 17,
Recommendation from Neighborhood Revitalization Program Review Committee.
the committee recommends 2 residential structures to be included in the neighborhood revitalization program, and these structures are located at 800 South Main and 803 South Sycamore, and our city manager, Mr. Neinstedt, will visit with us about this.
Well, Commissioners, Mayor, this was discussed at our study session, and let me give you a little bit of background for the citizens that are watching us about the Neighborhood Revitalization Program. It is a targeted program in the community where I like to say this is where Joe citizen is actually able to make an investment in their property and get their property tax dollars back in a rebate program. You have to go ahead and pay the property tax, but the increment you get, you can get up to 100% of the increment back for a certain period of time. It is a program that I've employed in a couple of other communities, and the reason I like it is there are really very few, well, there are no programs which we can actually reward the property owner for improving or upgrading their properties, and this is a program where we're able to do that, and I'm happy to say that Ottawa has embraced the program and has had it for a number of years, and it actually works. So what you have before you today, and what I would also say about the Neighborhood Revitalization Program is you have city representatives on it, you have county representatives, and you have school district representatives on it. And they come together and review these applications, and I believe each governing body eventually approves the applications also. But what you have before you are recommendations on 2 residential properties, one at 800 South Main and one at 803 South Sycamore, and I believe the one at 800 South Main sustained substantial damages from a fire within the past year. So this is, they're rebuilding that property, and they are in one of those zones, and they applied for help to get the rebate back, and that's what you have before. And it's been recommended that they receive 100% for 5 years, okay? And 803 South Sycamore, it's recommended that they receive, I believe this is a rehab property. They receive 100% for year 1, 75% for years 2 to 3, and 50% for years 4 to 5.
And I think the one on South Main is higher because it's in the main corridor of
It
the
is.
city.
It is.
Any questions for Richard?
Mr. Neinstedt, just to clarify, the rebate is on the additional tax.
The rebate is on the increment of the improvement or the additional tax, Commissioner Jurgensen. So, and, you know, you have to stay current on your property taxes in order to get the rebate, and you actually have to go pay your property tax and then make application to the governing body units to get that increment back.
City Manager Neinstead, if an individual is listening to this and says, you know, I think that I'd be interested in rehabbing a project that is in a neighborhood revitalization area of our community, who would they contact and how would they find out more information about that?
Well, they can go to our website. There is this information on our website where they can place a call to our planning department and talk to Brenda and tell them what they need, and Brenda will get them to the right person to speak to them about this program.
Great. Anything else, Mr. Neinstead? Thank you. Then I would entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I move that we approve the recommendation from the Neighborhood Revitalization Program Review Committee.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the recommendation for the Neighborhood Revitalization Program Committee for these two structures. Is there any discussion? Can we have the vote, please?
How do you vote? Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Skidmore?
Yes.
Commissioner Jorgensen?
Yes.
Commissioner, not someone. Commissioner Kaler?
Yes.
Mayor Reed?
I vote yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Neinstedt, would you like to give us City Manager's report?
Well, Commissioners, the first thing is to remind you of our joint luncheon today. It will be at USD 290 district offices at 12 noon. I also want to commend you. I thank you for going to the League of Kansas Municipalities and participating in that conference. I just want to let you know that I actually downloaded the app on my iPad. Thanks to the mayor who said, try it on your iPad. So we did that. The other thing I want to commend you on and tell you how proud I am of you. You are out there in the community. You represent the citizens at all times, and you show up at a lot of functions and a lot of meetings. And I appreciate you being at the domestic violence luncheon. All of you were at the domestic violence luncheon last week and showing support for that organization. The best thing that could happen to us is that we don't have to sponsor a luncheon, putting the focus on domestic violence, or we don't have to have a month doing that. And that's the best thing that could happen to everyone if as we go down the road. But truth of the matter is, that's not very realistic. We have great people helping with domestic violence, helping the victims of domestic violence. And this month, the city and the library are both sponsoring, right outside the library on the first floor is a table where you can bring mainly personal things to help those people that are in transition, to help those people that are not in their homes as a result of domestic violence. Toothpaste, soap, personal hygiene items. We're collecting those throughout the month of October, and we'll give those to the Willows. So thank you very much for your support in the community and for your concern in the community about our citizens.
Thank you. Okay, then we will move to reports by city commissioners, and we'll start down here with Commissioner Dickinson.
Like City Manager Neinstedt said, we did attend the state conference this week, and my favorite part of that is, one, seeing all the great things that are happening at cities across Kansas. There's lots of great things happening both in small towns and large cities, and we can learn from one another. But on top of that, a lot of the ideas that were shared, it's great to be able to say we're already doing those things in Ottawa. Things that have to do with health and transportation and just even the way policies affect all of the above. It's really nice to be able to say, hey, we're already doing that. It's a good reminder of the good things we're doing, but then sometimes we may have missed one or two things in those, in the way things are done. And so we can go back and kind of just continue to do things even better. So it was exciting for me to kind of be refreshed on what's going on and kind of get refocused. But I'm looking forward to continuing to install those things into our community.
Thank you. Commissioner Kaler.
I just want to discuss really quickly about a couple of things that we've had on our agenda today. And we have, if the public is keeping count, we have authorized a tremendous amount of spending today. And I, as my husband can attest, don't take that easily, and because I'm pretty tight with our checkbook at home. And here I believe that paying tax or using taxpayer money is something that we should strongly think about before we actually do that, and it should not be done easily, and it should not be done on a whim. However, saying that, both of these spending projects, the project in which that we can grow our economic development base here in the community is worthy of the bonds that we have agreed to authorize or authorized to be sold, and likewise the project at the airport is worthy too. And like I said, spending money is never something that I'm easy to go along with, and certainly it takes a great deal of time to think about, but both of these projects have value for our community and value for our taxpayers. So if you'd like to know more about it, I think you certainly should ask, because if you're a taxpayer, you should know where your taxpayer dollars are going. And both of these projects are projects that have value for our community.
Thank you. Commissioner Skidmore.
I'll put my hat on for this next comment then. You know how hard it is to find a purple Kansas City Royals hat, but I found one. But anyway, it represents two things. Of course, the purple, beyond my favorite college team. Today, the purple represents domestic violence awareness. And domestic violence, not only the physical harm that it can cause the victim, but also we don't forget the verbal abuse that takes place too. It could be equally as damaging to the victim. And we'd be both foolish and naive to think it doesn't happen here, and it does. And I'm sorry there is a place like Willow Domestic Violence Center, but at the same time I'm glad it's there for people who need it. And so until that issue gets arrested and stopped, we'll have a place like this. So we want to thank Melissa and her efforts and all of the people that work with her in providing this opportunity for victims. And the second purpose of the hat is just go Royals.
Okay, Commissioner Jorgensen.
Well, I've been, I guess, thinking a lot of my my grandmother here this past week or so. She was in her 80s, and she told me one time that, Blake, I have voted in every election, city, county, school board election, that I have been eligible for. And so you just think about that. When she was born in 1914, I believe, women did not have the right to vote. And so she took that right very seriously. Today is the first day that you can advance vote in the coming election on November 4th. And I would encourage everybody to exercise their duty, their patriotic right and duty actually to vote. In our representative form of government, the only way our government can represent you is that it is representative of the voting public. So get out there. This is going to be a theme until our general election on November 4th. I'm going to mention it every time I can. And so let's have a high voter turnout for this election. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I've said this before, I should do the mayor's report first, because they've already touched on all the things, check that I had on my list, except one thing, I guess, and that is that I am excited and honored to be able to participate as the mayor as part of a delegation, small delegation from our city of Ottawa and some Play Task Force members. Next week, we'll have a short visit to Chicago for the Play Summit to represent the things that we've done in this community and our big dream for the things that we have looking forward to. And so hence we are a playful city, so we also brought play tools for the commissioners, but they've been warned, and the manager, to not hurt anyone with them, just as we warn our children as well. But also, as Commissioner Dickinson said, this is I think the 6th or 7th time that I've been to the league annual meetings, and we always learn tremendous. I mean, I think we took lots of notes and stuff, but I'm always, and much more so this year, I think the thing I learned most was that what expert staff and departments and things that we have in this city and this community that we don't have in other communities. When they would sit and list the things that they're using for economic development, the tools they use, the things that they've done out there to improve amenities in their communities and the quality of life in their communities, and the laws they have in place or the ordinances and things. It was like, again, check, check, check. It's things we've had in place for such a long time, and that's only because of the excellent management and departments that we've had in this city. So I am just extremely grateful for that and want our citizens to be well aware of that. They wouldn't know that oftentimes, just on a daily basis. They don't think about it. But to go to these meetings and hear this and compare ourselves to cities around us and throughout the state, it's quite amazing. So I was thankful to be able to learn more, but also to be reminded of that. And with that, you do have your announcements in front of you, a couple special call meetings, regular study sessions, and things that are there on your agenda and on your notes for announcements. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor?
I have two motions to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.